I feel like there's gotta be someone who's made some kind of like beat out of the hoe sound. 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 I feel like there's gotta be someone beat out of the hoe sound. Beat out of the hoe sound. Beat out of the hoe sound. There's gotta be beat out of the hoe sound. Beat out of the hoe sound. Beat out of the hoe sound. I feel like there's gotta be someone who's made some kind of like beat.
Hello, welcome in Chaos First Nerd in chat, as almost always. Yeah, not you making me go and like check and make sure that I did not misspell my stream notification. Anyways, we're back. Is it a surprise? Probably not. I said I would be streaming around this time, and here I am. Things have changed. I think Witherdad has been on since I was last on. Unfortunately, I was not able to join. But our schedules may line up again soon. But I'm noticing there is one labeled barrel, which is very exciting. We've got some decoration going on. Like, we've got some potted stuff here. This is delightful. George, which I think is also delightful. Yeah, that's all I've really seen. I just logged in to make sure I actually could log in before starting stream. Hello, Meepers! I heard a Discord noise. Was that somebody very helpfully telling the Discord? Yeah. Iylo's very good at remembering to tell people that I'm streaming because I forget. I just click go live. Hello, welcome in. A bot is not a bad idea. I think that's actually why I forget, is because D has a bot set up. I never actually go in that server and tell anybody I'm streaming. Anyways, there is stuff to do, and I want to take a look at my book as well. I know we've been grinding enchanting, but I just want to take a look at some of the stuff. We won't be doing this until much later because scary. I'm not going to the nether, and I mean, I'm just gonna passively look for the armor trim. Green dye, I mean, we could do some more exploring, but that's more fun with friends. Totem is later. I mean, you want me to sit here quietly for 3 hours and decipher the cipher? Probably not. Building. Building, not a bad idea. I think we continue to work on the enchanting setup and maybe actually build something. So when I'm gone, people will be here and be like, oh, that's the thing Aspen built. Oh. Chaos says Iylo has a very soothing voice. They had a good nap trying to watch his UHCL POV. Yeah, I do not know how to set it up so that it would only alert when I'm doing UHCL. But yeah, I think we agreed that I'm gonna keep going for level 30. There's lots of cows out there. Lots of weed out there. Oh! Well, that's intriguing. Something is going on up here. Also, great news, everybody. I slept more than 8 hours last night. There's a thing. I don't know the purpose of the thing. Oh, it's getting to nighttime already. That's annoying. I'll just take a nap here. I have a bed with me. We either put a beacon to help navigate back home. Okay, that makes sense. That is kind of what I was thinking. It's cool. Vaguely dangerous, but I guess there are walls around it. Oh, there's a message in chat. Hang on. Oh, message of the day is check out the boathouse. That's today's premonition. We have a boathouse? That's cool. I'm gonna feed the cows and then I'm gonna go find out where the boathouse is. Oh, right. I don't want to be in the middle of all of you. Also, I will say, fair warning, my internet seems a little weird today, and I don't think it's my computer because I was noticing it on my phone too. So, like, seems to be fine for now, but if something goes wrong with stream, I don't know, the series ran over the coaxial cable or something. I'm just guessing. It does kind of like, the coaxial cable is kind of like, it's not like in the driveway, I guess, but it's at the side of the driveway, and we have an extremely narrow driveway. So when I say ran over, it's more like hooked it with the car mirror, but it is a legitimate thing. Disperse. I think we can get to level 30 just by killing all these cows, because I think so. Yeah, I think we can go up a level by killing cows. There's a lot of cows in here. Just making sure I've picked up all the XP first. ABC always blames Series. No, I love her too much for that. Oh, the freeze was you were reloading the message of the day? Well, that's reassuring, but it did remind me to tell people just in case the internet gets bad, that's why. How are we doing? Still quite a few cows left. The campfire in the middle surrounded by lit netherrack, so hay bale makes it go taller? Didn't know about that. That's cool. Math is in fact a tool, but why are you hating on it so hard? Was I hating on math? My classmates were hating on math. I think math is a great tool. Also, hello, Direwolf. Have I hit entity cram yet? I've been reassured that in a space this large it won't happen. There we go. Level 30. There's still so many cows. No math was harmed in the making of this stream. Exactly. These days when someone simply says something is a tool, my brain says it's on anger. Oh, like tool like an insult. Okay. Yeah, because I think, probably you weren't here for the previous, was it 2 different? I think it's on 2 different streams now. I told the story of how, math is a tool was like the name of a group chat for a class I had in university because like the first day of the class, the prof kept saying like math is a tool that you can use to do all these great things, and he just kept saying the words math is a tool, and I think everything else that he was saying kind of like went over people's heads, like they weren't sure what standard deviation was and things like that. Like it's that comic about like experts in their field always overestimate how much like the layman knows about the thing that they're an expert in, even when they think they're compensating for it. So the prof said a bunch of really confusing words, scared everybody in the class, and basically all they kept hearing over and over again was math as a tool. And because everybody was scared and stressed, obviously there was a group chat, and they ended up naming it math as a tool. And it was kind of like a meme of that class. And so like even though it's not a meme that is known on the internet, it's a meme to me. And so I think this started because I was like, shears is a tool, as I was like organizing stuff, and then I felt the need to explain why that was funny to me specifically. And then math just kept coming up because, surprise, surprise, it is a tool, and we use it frequently. So it's kind of become a meme of this series as well. So since it's come up in at least 2 streams at this point, that's why it's in the stream notification. So I promise I'm not hating on math, although I'm pretty sure my classmates were, because they all, I think just about every single person in my program said to me, I went into this field so I wouldn't have to do math. Just fair. There's not as much math in it as many other disciplines. However, unfortunately, math is a tool in every discipline. This is your brain on math. I just had eggs for breakfast, actually. Oh yeah, we have a composter. For Iylo, it wasn't a specific class, it was his whole grade. Standardized test took... standardized test that Iylo took had "I'm so fabulous, I bleed glitter" as an example of a metaphor, and it became a meme so quick. Honestly, like, hang on. Verification of how much this would dox me. No, would not dox me. Because it's provincial. We have, like, in grades 6? I think it's grades 3, 6, and 9, if I recall correctly. There's a standardized test in this province that everybody in public school has to take to ensure they're meeting, like, the minimum requirements. And then those ones are all, like, and then there's one that's, like, there's one in grade 10 as well, and that one was specifically, I think, literacy. Like, the other ones focused on math, but then in grade 10 it was the literacy test. And, that one I remember, it was kind of weird because, like, you know, usually when you take a test in school, like, probably the, like, 20 other people in your class know stuff on that test, and maybe if the teacher reused some stuff, maybe a few other people. Like, you don't really know stuff from tests. But this was a test that it's a standardized test, so it's administered to everybody province-wide, which is a large enough amount of people that I started seeing memes about it. And honestly, it's kind of my favorite genre of meme, is specifically memes from the year that I took the grade 10 literacy test. Because it's like, I mean, the whole thing about memes is kind of like signifying an in-group. And that's like, I mean, province is still a big in-group, but like, all the people in grade 10 in one province is still like fairly small on the scale of the internet. So it was kind of cool to just see like a ton of memes around about, hey, this really niche specific experience that I had. So I know what you mean with the fabulous, I'm so fabulous I bleed glitter becoming a meme. I won't share any of the memes. Actually, no, again, I can, because it's a standardized test, it's province-wide, and I don't care if people know what province I live in. It's large. You're not gonna find me. And Meeper School had that for Trust the Process. Direwolf loves math. Yay, we're celebrating math. Yeah, chaos. It was a stats for. I'm guessing SSHA is social sciences, humanities. I don't know what the A is. But yeah, it was specifically a stats course for social work. And I actually even, like, this wasn't even required for my degree. I took this as an elective. I took a course that was like, it was kind of just like Computers 101. And it specifically mentioned like arts and social science students. Oh, that's what the A is for? I figured it out. And you're saying it in chat. Thank you. Yeah, it was specifically for, I guess, SSHA students. And I really enjoyed that too. That's actually the one time I've ever gotten like 100% in a course before. We went over the basics of what is in a computer and what makes it go. And after 3 weeks of that, we started the very, very, very basics of coding. So I learned a teeny tiny bit of Python. Could I make a single thing now? I could probably get it to print hello world. But what was useful was learning the computational, like, thinking side of things. Because that's just, like, generally applicable. There's a lot of people who just don't understand the devices that they use on a daily basis. Like, even at a fundamental, like, basic level. There were people in my stats class who, like, we had to download a piece of software that was open source, and a lot of people in my program have MacBooks. And, like, not to stereotype MacBook users, but I just feel like there was a correlation. I feel like Apple specifically does not want you to know how to use your own device. But there were people in my class who, like, we had to download this software, but because it was open source, they couldn't just, you know, download it and then just open it up from, you know how when you download in, like, the top of the screen, there's, like, a thing that says, you downloaded a thing, and then you click on it and it opens the thing? Yeah, Apple would be like, this isn't from the Apple Store. We hate it. You can't run this thing. And so people, literally it took like 3 weeks for everybody to be able to download the software because so many people had to troubleshoot the fact that they didn't know they had a downloads folder on their computer. I learned that when I was 9. And I can't fault people for not knowing. Like, how are you supposed to know that you don't know if nobody told you that you don't know? But, like, it pained me just a little bit. Anyways, I'm spending a lot of time yapping and not a lot of time actually doing stuff. Oh yeah, I'm at a level. I think, okay, so we got Silk Touch on the Enchanter, right? I think we still have that available to us. Let's pop a pickaxe in there and find out. Yeah, it's still offering us Silk Touch. So, I think it would be worthwhile to have, I usually have at least, I have a Silk Touch diamond pick and a Fortune diamond pick. I think a pick is the most useful thing to put Silk Touch on. So I'm gonna, executive decision, I'm gonna make a second diamond pick. And hope that folks don't mind. These are communal, by the way. I would like to make it clear, I'm making these for everybody to use. I'm not just making these for me. Alright. Silk Touch and Efficiency 4. Nice. Solid. Actually, I should have kept the pickaxe in my inventory, though, because I want to know what's it gonna offer me now. Another Efficiency 4. Okay, I'm gonna very briefly just read back on chat. Y'all are saying things, I don't want to just not respond to them. Meepers doesn't know much past basic Windows file management. That's okay. That's, like, you still know where your files are, at least. Also, and I will say, in defense of my classmates, I took a data management course in high school. It was optional. It was hard. It was my worst grade in high school, but it definitely helped, like, it introduced me to concepts that appeared in the stats course, and I think that probably gave me a little bit of an advantage, and that's probably why it wasn't a terrible time and actually ended up being my easiest course that term. So, like, probably all of my classmates who were saying I didn't want to do math probably didn't take that optional course in high school, so I can't blame them for having been frustrated. When Direwolf was young, their mother worked for AOL. They can do almost anything on any operating system because all stem from that initial code. That's awesome. Iylo says, toolsmith trades are not affected by the trade rebalance. You can get diamond tools from them. Only armor smiths are affected. Weaponsmiths are also not affected. Good to know. I did just spend some of our diamonds on that, but it's fine. When I get Fortune 3, I will pay it all back. Cass would argue that farm implement is also a good recipient for the farm implement. We found that if you space out the letters, AutoMod allows it through. It's also a good recipient for Silk and Fortune. I don't personally use them a lot, and I think early game I'm gonna go with the Silk and Fortune on the picks, but definitely, yeah, that can be useful. Tuesday says, what course do they go in to avoid math? Social work. I was a social work major. Oh, okay. This time Automod held it. I think maybe if you space it out in a sentence. The farm implement also works. It's just quite long. Yeah, and Chaos points out that math is usually a terrible time because people approach with negative feelings about it. Yeah, like, I also have not entirely positive feelings about math. I think having distanced myself from being in a math class helps. But like, so I'm not the best at math. I'm decent at mental math, especially in terms of like money, because I did customer service for a long while, so I can make change pretty well. I'm a bit out of practice, but okay, yeah, now it's flagging it. I don't know what's up. Let's go with farm implement. But yeah, I'm not like the best at math, but I'm not terrible at it either. I would say I am average at math. And so I don't mind it. I generally understand the concepts. I would not. Advanced math is another question, but I can do like. I was gonna say I can do high school math. I think you'd probably have to refresh me on high school math. But like I tutored it, so I understand it to a reasonably well degree. Avoiding math is not a good reason to go into social work. I don't think it's the only reason they went into social work, to be fair. I think they were looking for anything in social sciences, humanities, arts, something that would allow them, like, I don't think their main goal was to avoid math. I think it just was a byproduct of their interests being in things that don't tend to be overwhelmingly full of math. Just call it a scythe or a tiller. Yeah, well, farm implement's not bad. And then tiller is, nice and short. I cannot tell you the square root of pi, direwolf. I'm too busy streaming. I have streamer brain. I can't do think. Chaos says pi are not square, dire. That's a better answer. That's a very good answer. Pi are pretty square in Minecraft. They still look fairly round. Like they're pixelated, but there's round to it. This was a while back, but I completely missed this message, and I'm only just reading it now from Direwolf. Only relatively related things I've similar to this information is the fact. Oh, like, I think you, like, having a meme that's sort of just school related is, they said, I hear apple bottom jeans, my brain immediately goes back to middle school through high school dances because it was played at every single one. Real! That is so real. I experienced this also. I think I've relatively caught up on messages. I'm gonna try and do things now. Meeper said that the square root of pi is a box of ready-made pastry. Fantastic job. Ah, Direwolf spelt it wrong on purpose. It was a trick, it was a riddle. We've been bamboozled. for those of you who were here before, or yesterday, I guess, Iylo had a dream about UHC. Yeah, I have had one too now. It's starting to like get into my brain. Oh, but I don't remember it now. There was no, I know what it is. So, yesterday evening, my partner and I were watching The Amazing Digital Circus. We watched the whole thing a couple days ago, but she fell asleep during the last episode, so we were rewatching the last episode. So I think it was a combination of having played so much UHC Lineages and then watching The Amazing Digital Circus. But we were trapped in a hotel, and I was like, wait, I can conjure stuff. I think this was me maybe having a bit of a lucid dream moment. And so I was like, hi, yes, I would like to book the totem room. And my thinking was like, if I invent that there's a totem room in this hotel, there will be a totem room in this hotel, and then that's how I can easily get the totem for Gen 3. So, that was my UHC dream. Iylo says sound logic. Hey Iylo, ritual here, hang on. I'm standing in the ritual space. I call upon the spirits. May I please book the totem room? Please, thank you. Alright. Could definitely feed the cows again, honestly. I spend so long yapping. Not how it works, unfortunately. Thank you, spirits. I figured as much. There was definitely also a bunch of other stuff going on, but that's like the coherent part that I can remember. Locked in on the cows. This is an activity that I can do while I read chat. So I'm not actually going anywhere. Alright, now we go to the other side. There's so much cow. I could get so much more XP if I actually, like, bred up all of them, but I want to save the wheat so that I have enough to do, like, regular breeding rather than just, like, all at once. I need a little bit more to get up if I want to get to 29. I can definitely kill some more. Well, I don't have an axe, though. Heads up from Iylo. He works today in like 30 minutes, but work from home, so we'll still be here, just maybe distracted occasionally by work. Ugh. Imagine work having to distract you from, like, more important things like UHC lineages. Like, what? How dare there be job? Chaos is also at work. Shout out to everybody at work. My condolences that you have to, be at work, but I'm glad that, we get to hang out. See, the thing is, we really do need materials. I guess I cooked up a little bit more iron. Yeah, I can make another axe. I don't want to go caving without Witherdad. And, like, I'm feeling a little bit bolder after yesterday, after the successes yesterday, but I know that he also likes caving, so I don't want to leave him out of it. Oh no, Meepers. Much pain, no food. If Meeper said, I hope I don't get the same delivery driver again or I'm gonna be mildly embarrassed. Well, then I hope that doesn't happen. Direwolf's also at work. I figured. I don't think you're ever in stream and not at work or driving or about to go to sleep. Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't think, like, delivery drivers are not judging you. They're like, okay, work. Hooray. I'm debating if I breed more of these guys up to get me, like, at least up to 29 and then, kill a bunch of them. To get to level 30, because that worked last time. And there's still, like, a ton of them that I can breed up. Oh my gosh, it climbs so fast when you breed them, actually. Hang on. If I run around real quick, I won't get trapped in the center, right? I can't remember, but I think one of them gives more XP than the other. Like, breeding versus killing. Like, I feel like breeding gives you more XP. I feel like the game wants to reward you for, like, not just murdering a bunch of things. I don't know, though. Like, at least for passive mobs. You obviously get more XP from killing, hostile mobs, because that's harder to do. I guess we could also go trade with Lenny. Ah, no, I hit a baby! That's the first time I hit a baby. I mean, out of all the cows that I have killed, that's not so bad, but I do feel bad about hitting the babies. I do appreciate that you don't get XP from killing the babies, because I don't want to know what horrific farms could. I don't know if that would, like, create any sort of advantage necessarily, but, if there is a way to, like, make a farm more efficient via cruelty, you know that there is a redstone farm out there that does it. There we go. Then we'll go have a sleep. Aspen play Despacito. I do not have Despacito locked and loaded ready to go, nor do I wish to face the probable copyright claims. I can play Aspen Beat though. Chaos is now imagining a bone meal farm involving breeding skeletons. That would be wild. Oh yeah, baby zombies. You do get XP from them. That's true, Iylo. Lately, my assessment of Direwolf's schedule is accurate, but at the end of the month, they'll be quitting the overnight job. Yay! You heard it here, folks. Aspen has only ever hit one baby. Woo! In Minecraft. Hello, Mr. Kafir. Welcome in. We're, I guess Minecraft gambling. I'm gonna take a big ol' risk, and I'm gonna re-roll on this pickaxe and see if I can get more fortune. At this point, like, it doesn't take me too long to get back up to level 30. I'm gonna do it. Just like the chicken nuggets, I will have to take it completely out of context. The normal chicken nuggets. No, Tuesday, I'm not sure what was up with Minecraft, but it definitely wasn't a me problem. I was able to, like, after stream, I just to see, I clicked on Spoonicraft and I logged on. No problem. It just hated us specifically during our stream slot, I guess. Alright. Let's try it again. It's probably just gonna be efficiency 4, isn't it? Fortune 3! Yes! The risk was worth it! The risk was worth it! Yeah! Alright. It doesn't have Unbreaking 3 on it, which I find... I must have just had really good luck with diamond picks, because back when I did this as my main enchantment strat, I feel like within the first, like, 3 enchants, I would get the Fortune 3, Efficiency 4, Unbreaking 3. To the point that I just thought that they always came together. Apparently not. But there we go. That's what we needed. What kind of villager do you get Unbreaking 3 from? I'm just curious. I mean, I don't think we're gonna get Mending, so it doesn't really, I don't need to make this the best pick ever. But we have Efficiency 4, Fortune 3, and we have Efficiency 4 Silk Touch. For what the situation is, I think that's, like, good enough, especially, again, since we don't have Mending, I don't want to spend forever making these, like, the ultimate pickaxe. Highest you can get is 2 from jungle villagers, which don't spawn naturally, you have to breed them. So we would have to transport villagers, which isn't the worst in this version. We have Herald. We stick them in some boats. But to grab some villagers, bring them to the jungle, breed them there, wait for them to grow up, and then re-roll a librarian enough to get Unbreaking 3. Oh, you don't need to re-roll? Oh, it's a guaranteed trade at master level. Okay. It's a lot of work. Same for mending with swamp villagers, it's guaranteed at master level. Or convert a zombie villager that spawned in a jungle. That requires blaze rods, and I'm scared of the nether. So here's the thing. I got the Fortune 3 because it's for caving, but I'm saving caving for going with Witherdad. He's gonna try and make the nether safer. Good. So now that we have Fortune 3, I'm gonna save it for caving. But we can't do that till at least tomorrow, I think, is the next time we'll both be available to be on together. And that was kind of my main, like, goal with the enchants, because other than that, like, anything else that I want to enchant, I would want to enchant diamond. And I don't have any other diamond stuff, and, like, yes, we have diamonds. I don't want to use up the rest of our diamonds to do stuff. I guess I could get some from villagers. The point being, now that we have Fortune 3, that's always my very first thing that I focus, because then I can go and, like, get so many more diamonds. So I feel like I should wait till Witherdad's back, and then we go caving. which means that for now, enchanting is kind of like handled. When do we enchant math? That's a really important tool. Oh, you're so right. Time to go netherite hunting. No, I think I'm good, Direwolf. I don't plan to die today. Dee said that she thought that I would last at least 12 hours here. Yesterday, I told chat for fun, to go and, like, tell her that I had died. And I was planning to come in afterwards and be like, just kidding, haha. And then Minecraft wasn't working for, like, an hour. But so the prank kind of got inadvertently extended. But I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, when Dee thought I had died, she said she was disappointed and thought I would have made it at least 12 hours. Oh, we're out of fuel. That's fun. Alright, well, you know what? If we're kind of done with, if we're kind of done with enchanting for now, I'm gonna focus on, I guess, like, farming stuff, generally, and then, I think building was the other thing on the to-do list that felt doable. There, I've cleaned up that horrible mess. I'll put it in a nice place. I also noticed that because it's a wall, it like connects up to the back. So when I was out here, I was noticing that you could see, like, you could see it on the other side too, and I didn't want to mess up the lovely wall. Just don't die, jeez, lol. I can't even survive. Can't even survive the nether long enough to be talking smack. Fair enough, Direwolf. Okay, empty out inventory. We're doing new things now. I have no idea where bricks would even go. This goes in round. I guess wheat is also food. Put that in there. Brick. I'm putting it with the paper. I don't know, miscellaneous. Out of fuel, time to build a blaze farm. Direwolf, you have many suggestions. Iylo says, assuming my time played statistic is including the time being here in spectator, subtracting that from time since last death. I'm assuming you're subtracting time since last death from time played. Playtime total of 1.29 days. So that's the goalpost. Okay. I was actually curious. I kind of want to look at my statistics as well. Time played, 10.31 hours currently. What else was I curious about? There was time played. Oh, and damage taken. 11.2. I don't really know how that's measured. Is that... I don't know how that actually works out in, like, hearts and stuff. Oh my gosh! Barrels opened is currently exactly at 1,000. I must never open another barrel. Just kidding, that's never gonna happen. Animals bred, 358. Unsurprising. Damage dealt. That's probably all the cows. Kelp farm. Yeah, I should go check on the kelp farm. Oh no, it's nighttime. I wasn't paying attention. Stuff probably spawned. Oh no. Is anything spawned? Yeah, I gotta go check on the kelp farm. Okay, I don't see anything. One of the dangerous things about having trees out there, though, is that stuff can hide. Ooh, yeah, there's... I'm just gonna let that stuff burn. There's a few things burning out there. Okay, I think they've died. In points of damage, so 2 points is a heart. Okay. Chaos's latest kelp farm was an underwater flying machine. This is my kelp farm. I farm it with my hands. On one hand, I'm kind of like, well, maybe I could learn how to do that, like, split bone meal kelp farm situation. And on the other hand, nervous? Iylo's damage taken is 458.6. To be fair, I have the advantage of having all of the stuff that you left behind for us to be able to use. So like, you know, we got a bit of a head start. You had to do everything alone. I had people with me. So, I mean, yeah, I understand you taking that much damage. Or maybe you stubbed your toe. Yeah. That sounds like about the correct amount of damage for having stubbed a toe. Apparently you can take damage in increments as small as 1/20th of a heart. Wild. Iylo's animals bred is 2? Huh? Well, I guess if you aren't specifically trying to, like, farm up for, XP, I guess that makes sense. Again, I think that's probably my stat on Spoodycraft right now, so. So I think we build, then. There's a funky little room here. And there's a funky little room here. There's a crafting table. I think a Wither Dad might have claimed that. I'm unclear. I don't know who's taken what spaces. Have to do stat poker sometime in the future. I don't know. Since I seem to be putting myself in this, like, magician role, I kind of want to build, like, I don't know, like, do I do a wizard tower? Is that too on the nose? Is that too classic? I want to do a magical feeling build. But I have 0 experience in that area. As with most builds, actually. So, yeah, I want to build something with magic vibes. I don't want it to be totally out of place here. So I don't want it to be, like, just all bright colors. I have no idea how to build a wizard tower. Hey, Harold. I also don't know where the best place would be for it. What feels like a magical build to you? Because currently we've got this here. But, oh, there's a dog too! Named Weezer, that's fun. I like that the pets are are generations as well. Just build and take over a dungeon. Already breaking Direwolf's lore in the decked out dungeon. No, I'm sorry! A tower where wizards live. Anybody know wizards is an animal? I think, is that what it's called? Is it wizards is an animal? It's a Tumblr blog. Am I just saying wizards is an animal because it makes me think of math as a tool? Let me look this up real quick. Yeah, no, it's wizards is an animal. And they've got, like, wizard animals. Or, like, that wizards is, like, a name of an animal is kind of like the thing they're going for. Wither named him Weezer because the sound he makes, also the in-game auto... the game auto gives the team you're on to any pet you tame. Wither tamed George, but then, so then you change to Gen 1. That's cool. That's pretty cool. Wizards is an animal, math is a tool. We're having a very educational stream. It's a Tumblr blog. If you go on Tumblr and just look up Wizards is an animal, you should find a white three-legged creature with a wizard hat. That is a wizard. The animal. And the blog is just Wizards is an animal. You can also go get trapped in their wizard maze, which is kind of fun. I feel like I'm just puttering around without any clear direction. Because again, I don't know what I want to do for a build. Directionless without the XP grinding now. Thought it would take longer, to be honest. I want to go caving. I don't know what this is. Meepers has found them. Delightful. Yeah, it's a I would call it a whimsical blog. Any magical build needs amethyst. Well, you know where our amethyst is? It's in the caves! Education, I'm out. I quit school more than 10 years ago. That's so fair, Direwolf. I think we have a bit of amethyst. Wow, we have 4 whole amethyst. This build's gonna be great. I'm gonna check if strip mining is an option. Let me just message Witherdad real quick and see if we get a response. For amethyst, this tower will be small. So it seems. Meepers pointed out to their doctor that they think their body's doing the silliness because they're no longer being chased by a bear called education. That's so real. Like, school was so rough, and then I stopped being in school, and it fixed, like, probably at least 85% of the problems that I was experiencing. It was kind of magical. At the very least, you can start maybe working on the shape. Yeah, that's true. I do always say shape before color. Problem is, I don't even know what shape I want to do. Ooh, it's getting dark out. Ask Ren for guidance on wizard towers. Math is a tool, wizards is an animal, school is rough. I feel like by the end of this, we're gonna have, like, a whole, like, what do you call it, like a manifesto? X is Y, Baba is U, etc. Furnaces. Maybe we can tuck the furnaces back here. That's, neither of these is my inventory key. It's slightly better. The cake is a lie. They said that in my wedding announcement, and I can tell you why. I don't think this is spoilers. I don't think this is spoilers. The reason that they said that the cake is a lie, is because like they can't serve food that was prepared in, like, just someone's kitchen. They would have, like, it's a convention. If they're serving food, it has to be, like, you know, it has to pass safety standards. However, a cake is being made for us by a friend, so we get cake. Unfortunately, sorry, General DashCon attendees do not get cake. I'm sorry. That's why the cake is a lie. But I think there will be some kind of treats. I vote Jolly Ranchers because when we told Simone DashCon that we had gotten engaged at DashCon, she was, like, rushing around and in the middle of, like, 1 million things, but just, like, was like, that's incredible. I don't know what to do. Have a bag of Jolly Ranchers. Because that's what she had. So, we're the Jolly Rancher couple. So I'm voting Jolly Ranchers. I need to be outside. Direwolf is coming to my house after the wedding. Promised cake indirectly. Good luck. My house is not near DashCon. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna take a quick hydration break. I think that's what I need right now. Give my brain a little bit of liquid, a little bit of reset. I'm gonna hide in the house. And hi from the glitch. Oh, hello, welcome that Max, and thank you for the raid. You caught me just as I was about to go on a hydration break. But tell you what, while I'm gone, I will play you a very cool song that was made from. Well, it's all good. It's not going to be a very long break, but while I'm on the break, I'm going to play a song that the lovely Spiffinometry, taken from this UHC far too soon, made based on something I said a couple streams ago. and I will be back shortly.
I feel like there's gotta be someone who's made some kind of like beat out of the ho sound. 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 I feel like there's gotta be someone beat out of the ho sound. Beat out of the ho sound. Beat out of the ho sound. There's gotta be beat out of the ho sound. Beat out of the ho sound. Beat out of the ho sound. I feel like there's gotta be someone who's made some kind of like beat.
Alright, milk has been consumed. Also, yeah, it's so good, isn't it? And it's like, it's seriously impressive because I said that on stream and then like maybe an hour or two later, Spiff was like, hey, check your Discord. And just had made that so quickly. It was incredible. But, oh, condolences that Max on your dying in your hardcore world. Baby zombie is classic. I do not want to deal with baby zombies. Ooh, my strategy that I used for the skeleton and the pillagers yesterday would not work against a baby zombie. That would be very bad. So I don't know what I would do. I do not know how I would deal with them. Figure it out, I guess. Also, Chaos, what do you mean, sorry, what did you say? Your server mate was not as AFK as you thought and accused you of greening to her joling. Please tell me about the greening and the joling. Vampy died to a creeper on their hardcore a while back. Spiff was taken from us by a combination of a zombie horse jockey and an enderman. It was rough. Like literally right here. This close to the house. It was very, very tragic. I was in here too. I was just organizing the barrels. I watched it happen, sort of. I mean, I didn't see him die, but It happened right there. Direwolf says, I'm not at all good enough to play hardcore. Lasts about a day if you're lucky. Well, see, that's what I thought too. But here I am having only taken, what was it, like 11.2 damage so far? I mean, yeah, I'm playing like a coward, but I'm surprised that I lasted this long. I heard a Discord noise. I gotta deal with automod. It's holding everybody for saying the word coward. Oh, Green has been filling Joel's bath with dried gas. That's delightful. I really gotta catch up on this season. It'll probably be after after I'm done on UHC though. Streaming every single day. This might surprise you, but it takes up a lot of time. Oh, Sprint didn't trigger for some reason. Yeah, I've had that happen before, and it's always in the worst situations. Like, it's happened to me at least twice in a life series. Occasionally I get away, but it's like, it's always dicey. Oh, but Chaos was using axolotl heads? No, that's so sad! I bet you're going for a blue one, aren't you? Cowards survive, exactly. The most recent incident with the gas involved Joel being AFK. Gotcha. Direwolf, what if I cowered in the corner? Chaos's breeding tank turned their game into a slideshow yesterday. Well, that's what you get for axolotl murder. I don't need a blue axolotl that badly. I will not be doing that. Ah, good. I caught it at sundown. That's so upsetting. I love axolotls. Iylo's in spectator right now, and the cow pit drops his frames to 30. Also, Witherdad said he just doesn't want me to die. So I think if we go mining, but we just strip mine, like even if I come across a cave, just mark it as like, okay, there's a cave, and just, I think if we strip mine, it'll be okay. Or no, no, hang on. Someone in chat, like, when was it? Spoonicraft Day 1 was correcting the language. It's not, I don't think it's strip mining. There's another name for it that I'm forgetting. And people use them interchangeably. Witherdad! Witherdad's in chat! Hello! Branch mining. Yeah. I think that might be it. Witherdad says, watch subtitles for Lava 2. Will do. I have decent reflexes for that, honestly. Okay, I'm getting Discord notifications and they're not from relevant servers right now. I need to ignore them. Right, so since I don't actually have mending on either of these, like, yes, they're diamond, but I think I might actually, at least until I get down to deep sleep, I might actually just use iron pick just to save as much durability as possible for, like, the ores that we want a lot of. But yeah, I will keep an eye on my subtitles for lava. That's a good shout. Yeah, Direwolf makes a good point, Cowswork. Do you not have buckets? Just put them in buckets. The poor Lottles. I need to mute a Discord server. Hang on. It's not giving me relevant notifications and it's distracting me. Keep some trapdoors in your inventory and make 1 tall tunnels. That's an interesting idea, Tuesday. I feel like that's gonna reduce the amount of opportunities for finding blocks that I want considerably. Discord notifications are dangerous. That's how Iylo lost his first half a heart. Exactly. I'm just keeping myself safe. Okay. Things that I will not need. I'm gonna put them in here. Because I'm about to fill my inventory with a lot of stuff. I'll keep my axe in case of danger. I'll keep... I don't really think I'm gonna need a silk touch pick. I need my fortune. Water bucket in case... Golden apples in case of emergency. Crafting table. I'll bring 6 iron, but I should be able to, like, I will find iron, and I will definitely have enough stone to make a furnace so I can smelt that. How is our torch situation? I'll bring some coal. And I'll make 1 iron pick right now. And then I'll keep some sticks. That should be sufficient, I think. And because I'm gonna be doing just sort of straight down, well, not straight down, but like I'm gonna staircase down, and like I'm not gonna go into caves. I'm probably gonna not have too many like just really random bits and bobs, so I'm not gonna bring a bundle like I usually do. But maybe I will bring... I'll bring 3 suspicious stews. Just in case disaster. I feel like that's probably sufficient. Do I have math too? I always have math. Math, I bring it with me everywhere. It lives in my heart. Extra block mine to make tunnels too high only exposes 6 blocks. 1 high still exposes 4. Yeah. What is the benefit of a 1 high tunnel? Yeah, I typically bring logs. I might as well. Yeah, no, I'm keeping my shield with me, like, just in case I come across a cave entrance or, like, silverfish, I guess, because even when you're just in the earth, stuff can come for you. Uh, the pre-made stew, I had one of them and it didn't regen. I think it was saturation. And so I don't know which is which, so I'm just making my own. I guess I'll bring some logs just in case. You never know. Your heart's supposed to have blood, not math. Oh, that explains what's going on. Actually, yeah, I'll keep at least one on my hotbar. I think this is good. One high is technically more efficient, more blocks exposed per block mined, and mobs can't spawn in one high. Bring wool? If I find the deep dark, I am simply leaving. Don't need wool. Chat, do we actually want me to do one high branch mining? No. Okay. Evidently Aspen's blood type is integer. Alright, now where do we want to start the entrance to it? Because it probably shouldn't be inside the house. Maybe... Could we do it here? Is this safe? It's lit up. We could just start going from here. Iylo's blood type is float. And then what I'm gonna do is make a little bit of a barrier between me and the rest of this cave. With her dad says, don't try anything new. This cave is explored but opens into a giant cave below. I'll do my best. I'm planning to just stay sort of in this, like... I'm just gonna make a tunnel down. I will not be tempted by the caves. I will not be tempted by the cave. I'm just gonna make a lovely little staircase and hopefully find some ores along the way. Like this. Oh, I'm gonna have so many levels too. Yay, Meepers acquired food. I hope it helps you feel better. Tuesday's about to acquire chicken sandwich. Nice. I mean, what are you doing? Why would you steal direwolf chickens to eat them? Why would you do this? I can't believe you would do this. It's vegan chicken. Foiled in my accusations. Ah, that's probably the cave. There. I've put some cobblestone in, so I'm safe, but also, we will know that the cobblestone means that there's a cave here for me to go poke around in later. See, I'm being so safe. A chicken sandwich. Oh! No! Why would I move forward without looking? It's fine. I feel like my messages about going mining, like, so Oh no, I'm giving Wither Dad heart attacks. Oh, there's an Enderman over there. I feel like messaging Wither Dad was like summoning, like, oh no! Aspen's doing something dangerous. I must go supervise. Very dad behavior, I think. Living up to your name. See, it's fine. It's so fine. I'm being so safe and responsible. Wonder if this cave connects to the big spooky cave? Probably. I think almost all the caves probably connect to each other in one way or another, just with how big they are these days. I feel like I've got to take at least a little bit of risk. I know everyone's like, cowards live, but I also want this to be interesting to watch. And me just like running around the house and mostly just yapping is not always the most entertaining. So I feel like I need to take some risks. And this isn't even that big of a risk. It's fine. It'll be fine. I hear that zombie, but it'll be fine. Oh, we're reaching deep sleep. This might be when I get annoyed and start using the diamond pick. It's not that bad. Ooh. I hear mobs. And I'm seeing dripstone block. And I feel like we are perhaps approaching a cave. There it is. I don't see any walls. I guess if I keep mining until I'm not in this block anymore, then I may have found a wall. Oh, yeah, there's one. There's one just over there, I think. Imagine if we turned up to Phasma and told you died for real this time. I would really not like that to happen. Ooh, imagine if we found an iron vein. That would be great, because that's like really, like, there's a lot of resources in there. And, but it's still like in the ground. Eventually we'll find a wall, right? Ugh, cave noise. Like, we are approaching a wall. This has gotta be a wall, right? D! Maybe you shouldn't plot that so publicly then. How do you have such good timing? I feel like you are always showing up at just, like, really great moments to say a funny one-liner. Whoa! Whoa! No, 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 no! No! Technically, I could eat all of my stews and be back up to full health, but, I want to save these in case things get really bad. I don't know. I don't know if that makes a difference, honestly. Nuisance detection is off the charts from D, yeah. Wither Dad says please be full health. Okay. Well, last I'm finally actually full health. I've been sitting on, like, down half a heart because I refused to waste a stew. Right, okay, so there's cave out there. But here's the thing. If we just kind of mine along, like, the walls, surely we'd, like, find stuff, right? Because there's, like, ores and things in the walls. So if we just kind of, like, make a tunnel that goes around the cave, surely we would come across something, right? D says it's the older sister sense. Can't discuss fooling unless she's streaming. Cass says what you need is a bot that announces when D enters chat. That's a good idea. Oh, have we left the cave? Is it gone now? We are no longer... Oh, there it is. Just having a little peek. I want to go out there so badly. Wither Dad, are you gonna be free tomorrow night? Cause I have to stream in the evening tomorrow because I work all through the day. Are you gonna be free in the evening? Okay, so we can go proper caving then. Does that sound good? I'm gonna keep going down from here, I think. Or, well, I guess I'll do it from... I'll let that branch off and then I'll... Yeah, perfect opening for a baby zombie. That's why I'm blocking up every single 1-block hole, but I just wanted to take a little look-see. I did block it up, right? Making me paranoid now. Yeah, I blocked it up. Alright, perfect. So, tune in tomorrow evening for Wither Dad and I going proper caving. I guess we're going diamond mining. I think that's where this is going at this point. What time is evening? Ah, good point. We're talking EST. I think it'll be later than 6. Yeah, it'll definitely be later than 6. I'm gonna say maybe around, like, my usual time for Phasmo. Because I think my afternoon shift, it's either gonna be 3 or 4 hours long, which means it's either gonna end... I will be home by, like, 5... probably, if it's 3 hours. Or 6, I guess, if it's 4. That's EST. So, you know, give me time to eat and get set up. I think the usual start time for Phasmo is probably a good guesstimate. So, Wither Dad, for you, that's, we do our Phasmo stream at 8 p.m. But that's Wednesdays. Tomorrow is Thursday. So, that's why I will be here instead. Once you get Wither Boy to bed. Yep. That makes sense. Gold! Yippee! And this is what we got, Fortune 3. Okay, so that was 5? We got a whole extra 3. But if I'm not mistaken, that is now enough for another Gapple. So it's the difference between Gapple and no Gapple. Yes, I do have Gapples on me, so if something bad happens, I do have food still. I hope I'm placing enough torches, because I found out that my screen is really bright. Like, I don't know if anyone's seen, like, Grian's latest build and seek. He made, like, a really dark room, and he was like, oh, wow, this is great, like, you can't see anything. And I'm like, I can still see the walls and ceiling just fine. And it's similar, like, when we go to the deep dark, and everyone's like, oh, it's so dark, and I can still see things. Ooh. Ooh. I just want to take a look. I just want to... Just a quick peek. There's iron right there. I'm just gonna get the iron. And light up as well, so that nothing comes and gets me while I'm getting the iron. There. Just the iron. That's fine. That's all. That's all. Okay, back in the... Oh, if I keep going down this way, I'm just gonna be right in this opening. Okay, good thing I lit it up then, because we're just gonna be experiencing this for a little bit. Just a quick peek, famous last words. I know, but it's fine. See, it's fine. And it was worthwhile, because otherwise I'm mining through here anyways. I'm exposed for a little bit. I guess I could have turned and gone one block into the wall, but it's fine. I'm just gonna patch it up. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, maybe the gapple should be in the hotbar. Good shout, Iylo. There, this way I won't have to fill in the entire thing. I can just keep it being a staircase. There. There, see, it was fine. Just a quick peek was fine and safe, and we're all good in this enclosed staircase that I've made. Oh, hello. That's not what I meant to place there. I don't know why I'm being so quiet. I feel like it's part of the caution. I have to be quiet. Listen, it's fine. I'm just grabbing this iron. That was kind of a lame amount of iron. I will not venture into the further. I will continue down the here. I'm being so responsible, everyone. There. Alright, furnace time. I'm just gonna do 8. Just so we're not waiting too long. Meeper says I got D&D style dark vision. Yeah, fair enough. Wither can't be too upset. He took a quick peek in the nether while you were alone. You went to the nether by yourself? You can't scold me for just making a staircase. Tuesday says a risk a day keeps the doctors at bay. Yeah, something like that. Iylo got a cave noise never heard before. It sounded like something straight out of Decked Out. Decked Out has such good ambiance. A risk a day keeps the doctors in pay. That's probably more accurate, Chaos. Alright. Pickaxe time. I'd like to find at least a few diamonds. And then I won't feel so bad about making 2 pickaxes. I don't feel too bad about it, because they're like, you know, they're communal and they will be useful, but until we figure out mending, and see, here's the thing, is that, like, it's doable. We could do this. I'm gonna consider it a stretch goal. Oh. I think we want to be 1 above, is that correct? Is it negative 59 for diamonds is the most common level? I forgot. Who remember? How dare I be yawning? I literally slept last night. Negative 59, okay. Say, one of your exposed blocks in the waste by bedrock. True. Alrighty. Wither Dad's gotta go make dinner. Have fun, be safe. You too, have good dinner. Alright. At this point, we're looking for diamonds, so I should probably be poke-holing, right? Iylo says, my diamonds are right here! I'll be honest, I don't know where I left my diamonds. But my redstone is right here, apparently. Oh! My diamonds! have said it. But that's always how it is, isn't it? They always find it when they don't say it. My diamonds are right here! Under my redstone. Of course, how could I forget that's where I left them? Ooh, poke? I had some poke recently, Chaos. Very, very good. Minecraft Pokehole, not as delicious. Ah, there you are. I knew there wouldn't be just one. You always gotta dig around. Just to be sure. Alright, and then you gotta patch it up because that's an annoying hole in the floor. Gonna patch it up with this because I don't have a lot of it. So that's... There we go. Now there's another slot in my inventory. Alright, onwards. Now I really feel like we're not gonna find them for a while. I feel like they're not gonna spawn near each other. I will go get the redstone though. I feel like, and this isn't... I don't know, I think I said this in Spoonin'Craft too, that someone told me at one point that you'd find diamonds around redstone, so I will check. But, I mean, we did just do that, so it probably is not near all of the redstone all of the time. That would be too easy. Put a torch down there just in case. That's true. Good source of XP. I'll be able to do more enchanting when I get back with all the so many diamonds. Ah! Gold! Nice. Oh, a lot of gold actually. Very nice. Hey! There we go. Yes! That's what I'm talking about. See, who needs a cave when you can just go to the bottom of the world and find everything? There we go. We're already at 13 diamonds. We had 4. So that means we got 9 out of 3 diamond blocks. So we got I think the maximum every single time on those last 3. That's very nice. And 24 gold. That's 3 gapples now. The algorithm they use for ore generation increases the odds of other ores being present. I'm assuming that sentence is supposed to say when there's, like, ores near ores. When you find one. Yeah. It's like comorbidities. The more you have, the more likely it is that you have more. Isn't that fun? Yeah, we had a very good start, which means that I'm probably gonna find, like, nothing for the next 10 minutes at least. Also, I tuned into Dee's stream, while I was troubleshooting yesterday. And Dee, after watching here, was like, I'm really craving some archaeology. Did not find any trail ruins, and was talking about how, like, rare they are, which I'm just like, it's absolutely wild that we came across 2 within our first 2 days of being on this server. Like, that's wild. And it's the only time I've ever encountered them. Hey! Yummy, 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 yummy. Any more? Any more? Yes! Mmm, delicious. Ooh, I think those 2 were separate. Yes, those 2 were separate. Okay, that's all just bedrock. Yes. Actually, should I poke around just a little bit more? Yeah, I think that's out of range at this point of it there being more diamonds there. Anyways, pop a torch in there and then I'm just gonna fill this in. Doing reverse psychology on the game. Hogging luck for the rest of you. I'm sorry. I need it. It's a UHC. I need it. I need the luck. Because all it takes is one unlucky moment and it's all over. D-check the chunk base after MCCI and there's exactly 1 trail ruin in all those correct biomes. All the way between the starter village and my base. Aspen chewing through the RNG. Well, okay, to be fair, this is not... Well, okay, I guess it is technically RNG, but it's like pre-established RNG. Like, the enchanting table is RNG, and I don't think I had, like, the best luck with that. I've had much better luck with that. This like... Iylo generated this world. If anything, this is luck that has been bestowed upon me by previous generations. Weezer's with her second dog. The first one is left sitting at the day 2 trail ruin. Oops. Tuesday says, so this is nepotism. I mean, I guess, but the nepotism's for everybody. Anybody on this world has access to what was generated. I just happen to be finding it. Also, notably, I've come across nothing now for at least the past few minutes, so... Couple few? That's not good word. That don't word correctly. This is gonna be annoying. Oh, there's lava nearby. There's a cave nearby. Hmm. Just a quick peek. I hear lava. It's over in that direction. Considering there's gravel and I hear lava, I think I'm just gonna I'm not gonna pokey hole this section. Oh, there's gold up there. Okay, there's the lava. I found it. That's dangerous. That's bad torch navigation. Oh, the bat scared me. I saw movement towards me. I was like, oh no, something has come to kill me. Alright. I'm just gonna grab the gold because we really do need that. Is that it? Just one? Alright. Yeah, I don't know how deep that pit is. How wide is it? It goes for a bit. But it's kind of like far. I don't know. I'm just trying to gauge what would be... There, I'll block that off. Actually, hang on. I'll use cobblestone so if I feel like getting back to this cave at some point, we'll know that it's here. I'm only gonna pokey hole on this side for a little bit, but I think the gravel is still here on this side. Yeah, it is. Okay. I really can't be bothered to deal with that much gravel. Okay, I think the lava is far enough away that even if I do break through, I'll be able to, like, really quick swap to a block and close it off. It also does flow slower in the overworld. Hey, gold. Nice, lots of gold. Ah, diamonds! I think this clearly is very true, that, ores near ores. I can hear the lava, it is so close. But I'm not seeing any drip drops, so I think I'm safe just poking around here. Just making sure that there's not any stray diamonds, but I think we're okay. Yeah, UHC makes gold actually useful. There was one other time that I had to actually go like mining for gold. Like I know that, I mean, I don't even know how to make a gold farm anyways. But I know that it's possible, but I needed the raw gold for my chest and crafting room on my old SMP, which I'm still quite proud of. I think I talked about this last time with like the glazed terracotta and everything. Used it to make it look like a beehive, and I used the raw gold block as well. It was a good texture for that. Which I do have a video on that, and I guess if I'm talking about it so much, I will encourage you to go watch it. There's even a wither in that same video, I believe. I think that's the one where we tried to drown the wither. Don't worry about it. I know that anybody who knows anything about withers knows about how well that went, but just don't worry about it. No macing it from build height, unfortunately. That was the first wither I ever fought. D says those are 2 different episodes, Aspen. Get to know your own content. Are you sure? Are you sure? I'm looking at my channel right now. Yeah, there. Episode 14. There's me in my honeycomb base, because that was the main thing I did that episode, and the title is We Tried to Drown the Wither. Don't gaslight me, D. I do know my own content. Ha! Fake fan. Just scrolling back in chat real quick. Oh yeah, break the bottommost solid block, then place tortured dust, and then breaks blocks. That's true, Chaos. I forgot about that. Well, we're already past the gravel, so alas. Do you remember the title, remember the thumbnail, and they don't have anything in common, so did not connect the two. That's fair. I think I'm gonna leave a chest down here. I feel bad leaving, like... I feel bad just, like, ditching blocks. I know it's fine. But, you know, we do technically have an enclosed world border here, so... blocks are ever so slightly more of an important thing to keep around. So I'm just gonna tuck all that in there. And I can come back for it at some point. I want the like items to sit beside each other. There we go. The blocks and the remnants. Pieces? Remnants? What am I talking about? Hoard the blocks, the Minecraft way. Exactly. You gotta. Like, even when I started pokeholing, I was like, oh, I don't like that they're left floating there. So, I mean, if I'm gonna be wasting blocks like that, I gotta at least save the ones that do make it into my inventory, you know? Wither Dad can come down here and just help me carry them all up. 2 inventories, 1 trip, it'll be fine. Tuesday says, if you brought the trapdoors, you could catch them. Yeah, I'm not that pressed about it. I'm only partially pressed about it. Quality of life mod on Iylo's private server that makes cobblestone generators build below y equals 0, generate deep slate instead. Consider this for this, but breaking with vanilla too much seemed bad. Yeah, that's fair. That's a cool and like kind of niche idea, but I mean there is a lot of deep slate, and especially with the world border like expanding every generation, it isn't the biggest deal. It's just a personal thing. Like I do this even on worlds that are functionally infinite. I will just hoard all the blocks. Because as Chaos says, if I don't, how will I get to be distracted by organizing it all? It's important. Furnace time. There we go. So, since it is Phasmo night, I'm probably going to keep going for probably till the next hour mark. And then I'm going to take a 2-hour break, get some food, probably start some laundry, because I'm always doing laundry. And then I'll be back for Phasmo. Somehow I always manage to have my late night streams on nights before I actually have to go to work. Every day I'm laundering. Yep. Real. Laundry is inevitable, especially when my partner and I both work jobs that mean we basically have to change our outfits every day. Well, it's a cute little dance. See, now I'm excited when I find other ores because I'm like, possible diamonds? No. No possible diamonds. Tragic. Right. Yay! The thing works. Thank you for reminding me that that's a thing that I can do. That makes things less annoying. I'm not gonna do it for, like, the one tunnels, though, because then I can't go to get the torches back unless I just mine my way in, at which point it's not really pokey-holing anymore. In ultra hardcore, death strike through. Laundry is inevitable. Yeah, so I am still gonna bypass this whole gravel section. Actually, this section with gravel I'm gonna block off. It's not a high chance, but there could actually be a cave above it. And that would mean that, like, now mobs can drop down and come through that little tunnel. And I would like that to not happen, so I'm actually gonna block that off. Just in case. Why is there so much gravel? Gravel, my beloved. Get out of here. Don't want that. I forgot. I forgore. I forgore my torch won't place if I'm holding a placeable block. I don't think iron veins spawn this far down, but every time I see the tough, I'm like, but imagine. Just imagine. I guess on the bright side, if I ever need to build a roof made out of tough brick and stairs, I know where to find the materials. Oh, they do! D has one on Spoonicraft. You were flabbergasted? No, that's Flabber's job, my ghast. Well, then in that case, if it's possible, I wish this was one of them. It would be far more exciting than just mining through tough. Which is, I mean, admittedly, nicer to mine through than deep slate. But I don't think you really find any other ores in them necessarily, unless it is an iron vein. It's kind of funny that it's called tough, but it's actually kind of implied to be a softer block considering how quickly you can mine it. Not so tough after all, huh? There's a lot of tough, jeez. Iylo, clearly all you needed to do was mine all the way down to the bottom of the world and find this specific patch that I'm in, and you probably could have funded the entire roof. There's so much tough! It doesn't end! I mean, I think it's ending soon because we are getting to deep slate on the sides, but there's so much of it! Ah! Diamonds! Yippee! Oh, lots of diamonds. Tough IRL is lightweight and porous. Yeah, that makes sense. Why did they call it tough? Hey, we're at level 30. And I think this is a, ooh, there's 8. There's more than 8. There's 9. That was so many diamonds. Oh, that's awesome. That was so many diamonds. We have nearly a full stack of diamonds. I don't think there's gonna be more diamonds because that was like quite a big chunk on its own of diamonds, but what the heck? We're this far. I'm gonna poke the hole further. Yeah, nothing. Okay. Put that there so nothing spawns. Oh, Tuesday is dipping. It's boyfriend time. Have fun with boyfriend time, Tuesday. Good luck. Keep living. I will do my best. Chaos uses a lot of tough in their builds on their longtime server and find a lot of ore veins as a side effect. Nice. According to Google, tough is from the Italian tufa, which translates to porous rock. Huh. Well, there you go. Chaos says false. All words are English. Not sure what that says, but I think it's Tokipona. And it says, "What? I didn't know that" in Tokipona regarding all words being English. Nice. Oh, we're out of torches. I figured branch mining would be like a great activity for me to be able to like, keep a decent passive eye on chat. And I think this is true. But also, I'm like, I can't look away for too long, even while I'm mining. Like specifically while I'm mining, because what if I come across an ore and then I accidentally don't mine it with fortune? Also, by the way, I'm gonna be posting the VODs. I think during those like 2 hours between this stream and Phasmo. Um, what do you think is like the more notable thing from the second stream? I'm trying to decide. Like for thumbnails, I'm trying to decide between like world exploration, which is kind of the main thing that we did, and like reading the journals, lore, all that. Um, or if it's beat out of the hoe sound. Because that's definitely the thing that I remember from that stream. But it does happen, like, basically just at the end. So I'm trying to decide if I do a thumbnail and title related to that, or if I do something related to sort of what we actually did for most of the stream. Do you always go to the more specific and detailed moment for thumbnails? Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, hello. There's several ores around here. Yeah, I just don't know what you do for, like, VODs. Like, is it different? Chaos did an Irish translation of what Iylo said as well. That's fun. Um, and Iylo says because it happens later, then people might stick around to the end. Maybe. On the other hand, if their question isn't immediately answered within like the first 30 seconds, maybe they will just click away. But I mean, I think the audience for these VODs is probably people who are already keeping up with this, so they are more likely to stick around in general. I feel like it's less likely that someone is going to come across this just in the wilds of YouTube, and just I don't know, click on. I mean, they could click on it randomly. I know plenty of people love to just put on like 4-hour videos of someone vaguely doing something in the background while they do whatever. I'm remembering also that this is going to be a VOD. Hello, people watching this VOD who have probably seen whatever thumbnail and title I decide on. Uh, Welcome to the past. You're getting an inside look on my process. I hear lava again. And it sounds like it's in front of me this time, which is scary. No, it's that side. Well, I'll just keep an eye out for dripping blocks. And I'll stand back a little bit. The Irish literally translates to that knowledge is not at me. I love that. That's such a great way for words. One of the things that's great about learning languages is that you learn fun new ways to, like, order words that can technically make sense in languages that you already know, but they just sound kind of fun and silly. I think whatever lava I'm hearing is probably too high up. Because I think we've passed it now. Tokipona translated literally to English sounds like caveman. Literal will be something like, I know not this. Yeah. I mean, being a conlang, it makes sense that it would have, like, a fairly... Like, I know the point of Tokipona, I believe, is just, like, how simple can you make it while still achieving communication? And that is kind of how people do caveman, so... or alternatively kind of wizardly. Cave noises are fascinating to me because they, like, when you first hear them, you're like, oh my gosh, did something happen? But they're not actually related to anything. I feel like Minecraft does this a lot, where it kind of, like, hints at the feeling of lore, but then it never really gives you anything concrete, which, like, when I first was playing and I didn't know much of anything about the game, I found it a little bit frustrating that, like, I would find something that just, like, just tantalized my brain of, like, oh, or teased my brain of, like, there's clearly something cool here, but there's just no way, it's like there's not an actual story that I get to unravel. But on the other hand, like, playing it now, I'm kind of glad it's that way, because I don't think that there's really a way that they could incorporate that without, like, I don't think they could please everybody. Too many people play Minecraft in too many different ways. It is a sandbox game. And I know there was Minecraft story mode. I don't know a whole lot about that, but, like, within the core game, I think it's good that they've done the things that they have, like, or in the way that they have, that there's no, like, concrete lore necessarily, because then everybody gets to come up with their own lore in their own way, and I think that's pretty cool. But, like, I'd come across ruins and I'd be like, oh, what's the story here? And it's just like, you straight up can't find out. But that's because you get to make it up yourself. There is a large chunk of text. Tokipona doesn't have a word for airplane, so the closest would probably be something like Iylo Tawawaso, which is something like bird-like movement device. Yeah, that makes sense. I recognize waso, because that's like basically phonetically oiseau, French for bird. Probably a better way to phrase it, some people use tomotawa, which roughly translates, means moving room, to refer to vehicles. So tomotawa waso would be, I guess, bird moving room. Yeah, that's pretty cool. They give a light waft of lore. It's a good way of putting it, Meepers. It probably shouldn't surprise anybody by now that I do enjoy stuff with lore. I might at some point do something more lore heavy with my content. But I didn't want to start off with that because I feel like I want people to get to know me first, because then I feel like that honestly adds to it because, you know, they know me, so whatever I do with the lore is distinct from that, and you wouldn't know that it's distinct if you didn't know me first. So, I might do something with lore in the future. I think lore is cool. Chaos says, as I understand it, there are internal dev docs outlining a lore for consistency, but it's never supposed to leave the devs. Ooh. That's intriguing. That's probably for the best, honestly. As much as I want to know what's in those documents, um, that's honestly probably for the best, because probably what it is, it's probably more about establishing a vibe than it is about, I forgot the water bucket will place water. I was trying to place a torch. Nobody worry about it. It's fine. I guess I don't have a water bucket now. Annoying. Not even fast enough for this half the time. Alright, there, we did the pokey hole. Yeah, and they want players to come up with their own ideas around the lore. Yeah. Like, I suspect, like, hearing that, it makes it sound like, oh, so there is a story. I suspect those documents are like, here's the general vibe and, like, established kind of stuff that we already do. So just don't do anything that flies in the face of that. I highly doubt these documents are, like, gonna, like, they've got named characters and the, like, the civilizations that once roamed this earth or whatever. Like, I don't think it's that. It's probably like a style guide, honestly. Yippee! Hey, we've officially got more in the stack of diamonds. Nice. I don't think there's gonna be any more around because that was a pretty solid patch, but just checking, I guess. Ooh, more gold. Yes, please. Surprised by how much gold there is down here. Like, there's not a lot, but there's more than I was expecting. That was a weird shape. It was like a C shape. That was fun. I think I said this back when I was branch mining day one Spoonie but I'm pretty sure that like mining like this is generally better. Like even though caving, you know, you get to see all the walls and so you kind of technically cover like a wider area. Um if there's a cave and stuff is spawning visibly, there's a good chance that stuff that would have been part of like the ore formation that you can see actually generated as an air block instead. So ultimately there ends up being less. It's maybe faster to find stuff because it's more visible, but I think in terms of quantity, you find more concentrated amounts down here. I feel like I just made that pickaxe, but okay. Every now and then something interesting leaks, like when they first added Ravagers, they made them scared of rabbits. They changed that before the update released because it didn't fit with Ravager's lore. And that's all they said. Huh. Interesting. That would be a neat mechanic to have, though. Now I do kind of want to see what's in the documents. Just organizing my inventory while I wait for stuff to cook, because why not? There we go. That feels organized, sure. There we go. Yippee. Oh yeah, and I need sticks. Need stick, get stick, Lenny, let me trade. I bet they're not nearly as good as some of the fan speculation on YouTube. Well, yeah, probably. I mean, just the sheer amount of people that engage with Minecraft, it's really hard to, like, just because they're the official people does not mean that they're, like, the best. There is so many people. It's hard to compete with that many people to have, like, the best idea. And the thing is also that their ideas, like, that's very subjective what is good and what is bad. But I think it's a lot cooler to like let people come up with stuff themselves. Ooh, gold. Yes, please. I feel like I'm getting a lot of cave sounds down here. I don't feel like I don't think I normally get this many cave sounds. Did they increase the amount of cave sounds that you get in this version or something? I should look into getting some, like, background music or something for my streams. Because I know that there's just long periods of silence occasionally. Where I'm just locked in or zoned out. Some music would not be bad. Unfortunately, I don't think I can just put Aspen Beat on loop for a 4-hour stream. The Minecraft music is great for that. That's a good point, D. I turn it off because it's like I don't need that for my recordings, but I've been streaming a lot more than I've been recording lately, so yeah, let's do that. And I'm gonna turn on the yeah, we'll put it in the pause menu because I don't want it just I don't need it always on. Music constant and then volume maximum, and I'll increase the master volume, I guess. Is this audible? Because I can hear it. It's very quiet right now anyways. Okay, so here's the thing is that having the game audio loud enough that y'all can hear it ends up meaning that when I have voice mod on, people are so loud. I think is the reason that I end up turning it down so low. I don't remember why, but there we go. There's now there's music. There must be a cave nearby. That's a lot of skeletons actually that I'm hearing. I wonder if there's a spawner. I don't feel like finding out though. Well, I feel like finding out a little bit, but not so much that I'm about to risk this entire thing to go find out. Be a good source of XP though. No. No quick peeks. No quick peeks. We're just gonna keep mining. I can turn the volume down globally in settings in the voice chat settings. Maybe I'll mess around with it tomorrow when I actually have someone on to test it with. I think it could also just be that, like, I end up finding the game very loud when I have it loud enough for you to hear. I don't know why that is. Aspen getting jump scared by noises is funny though. It's less jump scared and just like it's loud. Now it's only coming in when I talk. Weird. That doesn't make sense because the game and my mic are coming through two different sources on stream. That's annoying. I wanted to play when I'm not talking. That's actually the kind of the point. So, like, did you hear that noise that just played? Okay, so, Iylo, you're in game. Chat, did you hear the noise? Okay. But you don't hear the music when I go quiet? Oh, you heard it through my stream, okay. Yeah, it's probably an OBS thing. Oh, my inventory's full. Yeah, so we got about 12 minutes left before I was planning to stop, and my inventory is full. And we found... I would say this is a good haul. So I think I'm gonna head back. Ah, the classic Minecraft music. I said I could come back for that chest I made. I don't remember which side tunnel I put it in. There it is. I think bowls is the only thing I care about in here, but we can make more bowls at home, that's fine. So there we go. A perfectly safe and I would say very successful branch mining adventure. I didn't get dyed. I only took damage from that one skeleton, which honestly was probably a good thing because it taught me early on. It reminded me why we don't just take a quick peek, because then, you know, those quick peeks could have very well ended up being a little venturing into the caves. Oh, there's a hole right here. Not a fan of that. That's dangerous. Yippee, no died! There we go. D, are you proud of me? Let's take a look at, let's real quick take a look at, what's my time played now. Oh, it started counting it in days now. It was counting it in hours last we checked. We've just recently ticked into, it probably starts doing that at half a day, so 12 hours. So D, I've officially done it. I lasted the minimum 12 hours you expected me to last. I'm gonna keep going, by the way. Oh, is it nighttime? It looks very nighttime up there. I don't like that it's nighttime. You can die whenever now. No, I do not feel like doing that. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna use tough because it's easier to work with. And I'm just gonna... There, enclosed. And then we're just gonna sit here. And wait. A little bit. Is it a short sprint to the house? Yes, but do I feel like losing any unnecessary health right now? No. I'm currently at full health. I would like to keep it that way. Chaos's coworkers are trying to clear out food from yesterday's potluck. Asked somebody if they wanted to take tamales home. They said no, everyone at home is doing keto. The same person asked if they wanted the rice, and then they said they'd take the rice. Honestly, I don't know what's keto and what isn't. I have opinions about diets. Like, I think they're dumb. Not every diet ever, to be clear. I recognize that people have legitimate food restrictions. Like, my mom has recently found that her body treats her a lot nicer if she doesn't eat gluten. She hasn't been tested for, like, a gluten intolerance yet, but her life is happier without bread in it. And that's great. But, like, yeah, it's a nuanced topic, and we have the night to sit through. Actually, let's check. Do we have the night to sit through? Oh, we don't. Okay. Well, I was gonna say we have the night to sit through and I can yap, but oh, it's still freshly morning. I really hope there's not anything up here. Sprint to the house. Sprint to the house. Yeah, like, I'm not saying necessarily the fact that, like, I'm not vilifying any particular diets or saying that your coworker and their family are like, doing something dumb. I just, like, have a lot of thoughts on the topic in general, and I'm trying to, like, put them in simple and coherentness. I think that my initial reaction was just, I don't know about diets because, like, personally it's not a thing that I need, and so it's just not something that I have a lot of knowledge on, so I wouldn't know if rice is keto or not. But oh, hello, Tech Head Fred, you're coming in right at the end as I'm having opinions. Iylo says, in general, rule of thumb is that cutting out a whole food group from your diet is generally not good. Yeah, fair enough. I think truly it depends on, like, what the objective of the diet is. So it has less to do with any particular diet, and more to do with, like, what are you aiming to achieve? Like, because I feel like the sort of, Chaos says, rice is not keto, especially not white rice. Okay, yeah, see, I did not know that. I know the one that I'm more familiar with is paleo, because my mom did that for a while. But, like, some context, in university, I actually, like, I took a fat studies course, so I have a lot of feelings about the diet industry. That's sort of what I'm mad about, is the diet industry. People are profiting off of trying to make people feel bad about their bodies that are perfectly fine, and then selling them solutions that it's like every single person's body is different. Like, even if it doesn't have to do with, like, like, you know, evidence enough that some people are allergic to things that other people are not. Some people have intolerances. Like, that's, like, very clear distinction. But even if like, you take two people who don't have any intolerances or allergies or anything, their bodies are still gonna have different needs. So, like, marketing this, like, blanket solution of just, like, well, just follow this diet, this new fad diet, and you will get the body that you want. Like, they're just trying to profit off of you. They're trying to make you feel miserable, and they just want your money. That's sort of my general feelings, is more towards the, like, the diet industry. And that's why I don't tend to know much about diets in general, is because I try to just not engage with that culture. And unfortunately, like for example, you mentioned, like, keto is like one of those ones that I've heard is a fad. I've heard paleo is a fad. So I just, like, don't really bother to learn about them because I don't want to engage with that, like, fad diet culture, is more so what I'm saying. I am sure that these diets are very good for some people. The people whose bodies work best with those diets, but having it marketed as, like, this is how you get what you want, like, your body, is just And then the other side of it too is that you do get people who, like, have that similar like, distaste with the whole fad diet industry, like I do, but then they do take it out on individual people whose circumstances they don't know. So, like, if you've ever read those stories about, like, baristas who think being vegan is dumb, so when someone asks for, like a lactose-free beverage, they're like, oh, it's a stupid vegan, and then they make it with lactose. Like, first, well, like, that person could just genuinely have a lactose intolerance, or possibly even, like, a dairy allergy. But even if they didn't, I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, in like, at a workplace, even if they didn't, just make the order the way they requested, because you never know. And, like, even if they don't have intolerances, like, why are you trying to force your agenda on people at Starbucks? But, like, sometimes people have legitimate reasons for needing, like, certain food restrictions, and you can't know. And so being mad at individuals for, like, having specific diets doesn't do anything against the diet industry. That's the actual problem. So, I could go on, but I think my point is made. I'm mad at the diet industry. And I think we've got some good thoughts in chat, so I'm gonna read those real quick. D says, fad dieting hurts more than helps and encourages eating disorders. Most people don't have need for them. Yeah, exactly! Exactly! Still great, the refining new regimens for the people that do need them, but that should be done with medical guidance. Exactly. Meepers is not a big fan of the cultural pressure to look a certain weight that sometimes leads to unnecessary diets. But yeah, diets to look after yourself are fair enough. Yeah. Like, people, you know, have autonomy. They can make whatever choices that they want to, and if it's not affecting me, like, if it's not causing harm to anybody, I'm like, do what you want. But, I always have to, like, I'm just in the back of my mind, I'm like, take a step back and wonder, like, are you making the choice that you want to try this like, fad diet, for example, because it's going to make you happy, or because somebody who wants your money has told you that it's going to make you happy? Because it can feel like your choice, but then it's like, well, but we live in a society. Anyone tell I was a social work major? Blocks away, putting blocks away. Iylo's ex was paleo, but for actual medical reasons. Yeah, so this is what I'm saying. Like, these diets, there's no evil fad diet that isn't real. Maybe there is, I guess. I don't know. I don't really look into that stuff. But, like, you never know what people do and do not need for their bodies. And Iylo says, vegan food is tasty. He's not vegan, but he enjoys eating vegan food sometimes. Yeah, I found it to be hit or miss. I mean, I do enjoy tofu. Everybody knows I love my miso soup. But like, oh, my favorite vegan thing I ever had though was for a while the calf was serving a vegan soft serve. That was so good. I know a lot of like other people didn't like it as much, but I really liked it. And it's a really specific flavor that I've never been able to find again. And like, so growing up there was a local sweets shop and they had like fudge that was made like in-house. And I remember one time I bought some fudge and it was a slightly different texture. It had like a bit more like chewiness than it normally does. And it had this very specific, nice, like sweet flavor. And I think it was just like they didn't have it very often, but they had it just that one time. And I couldn't remember what the flavor was. And I don't remember seeing it again. And now the shop doesn't exist anymore. So I can never ask them about that. But, this soft serve ice cream that they served at the calf tasted very similar to that fudge, and I'm thinking maybe it was vegan fudge that I had. So that I really liked that flavor. That's my one specific vegan food that I remember enjoying. I have yet, unfortunately, to have any kind of like plant-based like meat alternative that really satisfies me in the same way that meat does. Like, I mean, I did say I like tofu, but in miso, it's, like, it's like, I don't know. Miso is like a food that I have and tofu is in it. That's generally what is in miso. When you put tofu in, like, a stir-fry and try to, like, flavor it like meat, like, it gets close, but it's never quite there. That's just my experience with it. But again, like, it's still it's a great and really versatile food, honestly. Like, I don't even know if you know this, but it comes in like different textures. I didn't know this until recently. That's why it's novel to me. That you can get it like very fine and silky, which is what you generally have in miso soup, but you can also get it quite tough. So it's you know, it's trying to imitate that like chewiness for dishes like stir fries. Why are you forcing your agenda on people at Starbucks is gold and I will steal that? Go for it, D. Kale says, it's just generally weird to be mad about stuff that others are doing that doesn't affect people. Yeah. That's... I generally try to hold that, like, when I encounter something that it's just... I'm like, okay. Even if I, like... maybe I don't understand a thing or it seems kind of strange. It's like, okay, but is this harming anybody? No. Is it my business? No. Okay. Cool. Go forth, be free. Meepers tends to get their back up when people try to bash on fussy eating. It's not always a choice, and sure, sometimes it needs helping. But yeah, like you say, autonomy is such a big thing that just gets ignored. Yeah, and like, even just being a picky eater is fine. Like, it's not like we really control our tastes to a lot, like, to a large degree. And like, listen, I get it. I struggle to drink water. That's like the core thing that we're supposed to be putting in our bodies, I've been told. So like, yeah, being able to accommodate that is important. And I mean, I've managed to accommodate for myself by buying flavoring for my drinks. But it can't always be worked around that easily. Like, this is actually reminding me, I'm gonna be hosting a bunch of people at my house in a few months. And the last time I did that, before people came, I asked everybody to tell me what their, like, safe meal is, or a few safe meals or safe foods. Because the way that we did cooking for the week, because we had, like, 7 people in the house, was, everybody took turns and did, a dinner. Like, breakfast was like cereal or whatever, lunch was, you can kind of throw that together, but then we would have one person made dinner each night. And so I wanted to make sure that if it turned out that something that somebody prepared one night, and we discussed all the meals in advance to make sure that they were things that, like, at least most people would eat, but, like, I'm going to be hosting a bunch of people again in a few months, and I'm going to do the same thing, because that worked out great, was I made sure that we had, like, safe food on hand for everybody, so that, even if they couldn't eat the meal that was prepared, there was still food for them. And I discovered some new, like, quick and easy meals from that, which was really nice. Iylo doesn't go to alternatives, looking for them to replace or satisfy them in the same way that the real thing does. They're their own separate food and can be enjoyed as their own thing. If you expect it to taste like meat, you'll be disappointed, but if you drop that expectation, it becomes novel and unique. I've sort of tried, but it still just ends up being a food that I don't particularly care for the taste of, unfortunately. Like, that's a good way to approach it. It still just didn't interest me. Although, actually, I will say, the tofu stir-fry that I had was, like, pretty good. If you keep in mind, again, that it's a separate food. Techhead Fred's not awake enough yet. Good morning. Enjoy your coffee. Iylo likes white milk. Iylo likes chocolate milk. Annie likes soy milk and almond milk. They taste different, and they're all very good in their own way. None need to replace the other. That makes sense. I like white milk. Everyone finds this very strange that I don't like chocolate milk as someone who enjoys chocolate. I enjoy milk chocolate, and I enjoy milk, but I don't like chocolate milk. But again, that's my thing with chocolate-flavored thing. I like chocolate. I don't like chocolate-flavored thing. Dia's only got bits of the conversation, but, like, her parents believed that soy was turning the kids trans. Oh, dear. And, like, wow, way to demonize a normal food from a culture different from yours. Mind your own business or learn to enjoy variety. Sheesh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, I have heard that before, but yeah. I actually bought some chocolate-covered almonds when we went shopping yesterday. So maybe I'll have some of those during my break, which I am cutting into. Oopsie daisy. I'll just pop these in the valuables chest real quick. We're gonna make some more redstone blocks. There we go. Nice. Oh, and I should refill my water bucket. Actually, maybe I'll leave my caving loadout sort of in there so that when we go the next time, I'll just have it ready. Okay, I'm just gonna refill my bucket, and then I think that's gonna be it for today. Maybe I'll harvest the wheat and the kelp as well, just so that they keep going. I guess I could get water from the kelp, but we're going over here now. Because I think stuff keeps, like, happening. I don't know, because when the server's up, I feel like when I log back in, the cows are always ready to eat again, and I think the wheat is always grown. So I suspect it could have also just been that Wither's been on, but just reset all this, all the stuff that can happen passively while I'm away. You know, it's like starting the laundry before you do other time-intensive tasks, because laundry can just be also happening. The world does pause when no one is online. Okay, so... Well, I'll do this anyway, and then I won't need to do it at the beginning of the next stream. Yeah, one unhydrated farmland. I always plant it first so that it doesn't turn back into dirt. I mean, this one has, obviously, but, I don't know, it still grows, so... Shrug. I don't think I'll bother with breeding up the cows. A, there is a lot of them, and B, I don't need the levels right now. Maybe I'll talk more enchanting, with Witherdad when we're on tomorrow. I forgot those were in my offhand. There we go. Oh, sun's setting. I should do kelp after a sleep. Yeah, I think that was fairly productive. I mean, it's not a lot of, like, visible progress, but, yeah, and water crops just take longer to grow. Yeah, that's alright. You know, we were running low in our valuables chest. Like, we can make so many gapples now. Our iron is restocked a little bit. Honestly, I should do some mining at iron level next. We got some diamonds, like... It's good. We're topped up again. It was a necessary task, and I have committed to streaming every single moment that I'm on this server, so... Sometimes it's not gonna be super big and exciting adventures. Sometimes it's just gonna be me doing all this, because death could come at any moment, and so I gotta stream every moment. Now, why aren't you two growing as much, hmm? Alright, there we go. Now we're getting somewhere. I'm gonna, like, maybe I'll fill in this whole sort of, like, this level. Gotta pay so much attention to my breathing. I usually take so much, like, drowning damage when I'm doing this. This is genuinely how I do kelp farms. But this is why I decided to do it in a shallow pool of water. Normally I have a very deep pit, because these things can grow very tall, so I just make a deep pit, and it doesn't have to be as wide, but you just have a bunch at the bottom, and then you just leave it for a good long while, and you still get a bunch. So this one I'm making wide but shallow, so that it's a lot easier to work on. Oh, my torch. I think next harvest I will actually start keeping and smelting some. Also, I guess, you know, in this last little segment that I've got here, is there anything, I know we've got the like task list, but is there anything that, you know, as the people watching this, is there anything you would maybe expect to see out of a series like this, or anything you would like to see? I'm open to ideas. I want to make this entertaining for you as much as I can, even though sometimes it will be menial labor. Could save the drowning risk by not breaking the bottommost kelp. Chaos expects to see death. Yeah, well, eventually. Eventually. How about that? I will promise you that much. Eventually you will see death. I mean, we already have seen death. But that's kind of very last on the to-do list, if I can help it. Save on the drowning risk by not breaking the bottommost kelp. Oh, I see what you mean about the replanting. No, well, the thing is, I started with 4 in that corner, and I would like it to be very wide. So, yes, from now on, I will be breaking everything but the bottom. But there has to be plant there to begin with. That's why I'm currently having drowning risk. Alright, there we go. That's all the kelp. It grows really fast. I actually probably could fill in this bottom part. Hang on. Yeah, see, this is normally how I harvest it. Still some drowning risk, but less time down there overall. Yeah, death will be last on the list by necessity. But hopefully I accomplish a lot more things on the list. Before the death part. I didn't do any building. I need to come up with some inspiration. Maybe I'll try and aim for that. Maybe not Thursday, but maybe Friday. I don't work on Friday, and it's not a double feature stream day. So, I might do it in the evening. So maybe we can have some companionship. But yeah, I think tomorrow we're gonna try some caving, and if we're still alive at the end of that, I'm gonna build something magical to go with me being the magic enchanting person. The fact that I'm streaming does mean I have less chance to hide secrets of my own. This is true. What I might end up doing, again, I don't know if I'll end up doing secrets necessarily. We'll see. I mean, if I wasn't going to tell you anyway. This is defeat the point of it being a secret. But, I mean, I did like being able to read Iylo's journals. I think that was pretty cool. So, what I might do is, that's not going to be very interesting, because I am just going to be sitting there silently writing in a book. I might do journals occasionally, but I will literally just be sitting in the house safely. Like, it's going to be a zero risk activity. So I can guarantee that I won't die, because I plan on dying on stream. That's the main point why I'm streaming literally every moment that I'm on here, is so that I don't die in some arbitrary way that nobody gets to see. So I might do journals off screen, if that's okay with everybody. Alright, there we go. Meepers has got a stretch, so inflicting a reminder to stretch upon thee. Well, that's excellent timing. Because I think I'm gonna wrap up here, a full 23 minutes after I meant to, and just a little over an hour and a half before I will be live again for Phasmophobia. So I will see probably a good chunk of you very soon. Chaos says, fun thing about Irish, no verb for die, instead they say that you found death. Nice. And Meeper says, journals sound cool. Probably won't do them today because I would really like to have another meal in between streams. And I would like to get the VODs up, and I think that is definitely enough to fill the next hour and a half. But I will make a note that I might start doing some journals. But for now, thank you all for watching. We've lived another day. And I'm excited to see you all either in an hour and a half for Phasmo, or if you're only tuning in for my UHC stuff, tomorrow evening around 8 p.m. EST, when Witherdad should be on with me, and we're gonna try some caving. See you all sooner or later. Bye.
I feel like there's gotta be someone who's made some kind of like beat out of the ho sound. 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 I feel like there's gotta be someone beat out of the ho sound. Beat out of the ho sound. Beat out of the ho sound. There's gotta be beat out of the ho sound. Beat out of the ho sound. Beat out of the ho sound. I feel like there's gotta be someone who's made some kind of like beat